What's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for another Yes for the Mess deep dive, okay? Now, before we get into the Yes for the Mess deep dive, where we'll be talking about K. Michelle and Tamar Braxton, let's get into the two things that we need to talk about before we get into it. Now, as you guys already know, my bestie, my friend, my YouTube colleague, and my panel co-star, Give You the Real Tea. His channel was struck earlier this week. So with that being said, he's been posting content on his second platform, which is called Gags with Tea. The link will be down at the description box. And shout out to the people that subscribe to it because they pushed it up to 4K. So shout out to you guys that's been supporting. But just know that he should be back posting again on his main channel on Monday, which is tomorrow as this comes out. So with that being said, the link to it will be in the description box right up under my social media handles. So make sure you guys get into it and show him some love and some support, okay? Also, Boss Babe Awards, honey. Okay, make sure you guys support everybody that you see on the screen. Okay, Scotty by Nature TV is nominated for Boss Babe YouTuber of the Year. Scotty by Nature TV and Jamar84 are nominated for Boss Babe Podcast of the Year for The Prelude. Bundy Blue is nominated for Boss Babe YouTuber of the Year. House of Aaron is nominated for Boss Babe YouTuber of the Year, as well as Boss Babe Content Creator of the Year. Ondario is nominated for Boss Babe Executive Producer of the Year, and Chasing Reality and Chasing Dallas are both nominated for Boss Babe Independent Platform of the Year, as well as Boss Babe Show of the Year for Chasing Dallas Season 4. So make sure you guys vote. Voting started on February the 1st, and I think it ends on March the 1st. And the show itself will be on April the 28th, and we will all be in ATL, and I cannot wait to see my people. Can't wait to see Aaron. Can't wait to see Bundy. Can't wait to see everybody. I'm here for all of it. All right. So the link for the Boss Baby Wars polls will be down in the description box right under the link for Gags with T. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into our YouTube deep dive of the day. So we're here to talk about K. Michelle and Tamar Braxton. Okay. Now we're going to start this off with Tamar Braxton. Now Tamar Braxton is Tony Braxton's baby sister. Okay, she was a part of the group the Braxtons. I don't know if you guys know any songs by them, but one of my favorite songs by the Braxton is well, how does it go? It does, the chorus in my head. The more you run around, only know, no, only love knows how. I got the strength to move on again. The more you put me down, only love knows how. The strength to move on again. I think that's how it went. And Tamar's song lead on that record. They had a record deal. They didn't sell many records. They broke up as a group. Tamar came out with her own solo album back in 1999. It was self-titled, called Tamar. She had a single called Get None. Okay, it was produced by Jermaine Dupri. But the song that really, really showed her vocal abilities was the song If You Don't Wanna Love Me, Don't Love Me, Don't Wanna Touch Me, Don't touch me. I refuse to do anything that you don't want to do. And if you don't know, miss me. Yes, okay. It didn't do too well, but I think that song was originally for Latasha Scott because I know that her name is in the credits. And I think that song was originally for Latasha Scott's solo album that never came out. So yes, but after that, we didn't hear from Tamar anymore. All we did know was that Tamar sung back up for Tony. But then in 2011? In 2011, they came out with the show We Are the Braxtons and Your Ceiling. You know, whatever, however went. But they came out with Braxton Family Values, and she became the breakout star. And then not only did she become the breakout star, but she was able to get a record deal with Epic Records. She came out with the breakthrough single "Love and War." Okay, it was nothing more to me than a Trust to Believe first cousin, but you know, it was a pretty good song. It earned her Grammy nominations. She came out with The One as well as All the Way Home, which I feel is her best song. Love and War came out to stellar reviews. The album was pretty half-baked to me. There were some songs that I absolutely loved, like Pieces. I love Stay and Fight, all the singles. But there are some songs that I just didn't like. But however, it was a great project for her. She came out a year later with another record called Let Me Know. It was a standalone record. And then she came out with her next album, Calling All Lovers. She had a song called If I Don't Have You. She had another song called Catfish. Then she came out with another album after that. I think it was like a Bluebird type album or something like that. I think that's the name of it. I don't remember the full name of it, but you know. Okay, I remember what it was now. It was called The Bluebird of Happiness, and she had a record off their song called My Man. She had you around my kids and she stole my man heifer. Okay. Not only did she do that, but she also had a talk show called The Real that came on Fox. Then we have K Michelle. K Michelle was signed to Jive Records in about 2007. Okay. I remember her first single that she ever released was called Self Made, and it had Trina on it at first, but then they put Gucci Mane on the song because Gucci Mane was popular during that time. Self-Made didn't go anywhere. So after Self-Made came out, they came out with the record Faking It with Missy Elliott. It went something like, last night I was faking it, faking it. Last week I was faking it a minute ago, but he don't even know that I was faking it. You don't know I was faking it, faking. That was her first song. It peaked at number 100 on the R&B charts. Then her next song was Falling. It came out and it peaked around 54, I believe, on the R&B charts. And then later on, she released the record I Just Can't Do This, which was written and produced by R. Kelly, and it peaked at number 53 in the R&B charts. But then she came out with How Many Times, a song that was written by Sean Garrett and Black Velvet, and produced by Black Velvet. And that song also peaked at number 53 on the R&B charts, right? But then again, after How Many Times came out, there was no more music released off Jive Records. K Michelle had about 4 mixtapes before her record deal with Atlantic. She had the What's the 901 mixtape, she had Four Color Girls the mixtape, and she had Signed, Sealed, Delivered mixtape. Those were the 3 mixtapes that she had before we knew her on Love and Hip Hop. Now, K Michelle's biggest issue was her ex-boyfriend, which was Myth Hits. He signed her to his Memphis-based Hits Committee label, which was distributed by Jive Records. Okay. And they got into a physical altercation, which K Michelle proved in court, and that led her to get off of the label. Once they merged, Jive merged into RCA, and and she left, right? So in the midst of this, K Michelle did not have any record deal. She was sitting off to herself, didn't have nothing going on. But then she hopped on the reality show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which I feel like was a great, great move for her, right? So when she got on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she signed a record deal not too long after her mixtape drop, which was called Zero Fucks Given. She signed a record deal with Atlantic Records and immediately started working on her first studio album, Rebellious Soul, which had the single, VSOP. And then it had Can't Raise a Man as well. And it debuted, I think, at number 2 on the Billboard 100. Billboard 200, I believe. It was number 2. And it was number 1 on the R&B charts or whatnot. So then she went on and got her own show after being on Love and Hip Hop New York for a couple of episodes. And then she got her own show, K Michelle My Life, in the midst of her releasing her second album, which was called Anybody Want to Buy a Heart, which featured radio singles Love 'Em All and Hard to Do. But there was other singles that had videos to it, like Maybe I Should Call. One of her best albums. I don't understand how it wasn't nominated for a Grammy or anything like that, but it was one of the best R&B albums that came out in 2014. Then she came out with a third album, More Issues Than Vogue. It was also debuted at number 2. She had the single Not a Little Bit and another single called Ain't You. By this point, she was trying to do a country album, right? And but Atlantic wasn't feeling it. She wound up putting out Kimberly, The People I Used to Know, and that's when the career began to decline along with her sales. Kimberly, The People I Used to Know, the first single was Make This Song Cry. She released Either Way with Chris Brown. There was no video. There was no proper push to radio with it. She had a video for Birthday. And she also had a video for Fuck Your Man and Crazy Like You. but not a video for none of the real singles that she released. After that album came out, she was no longer with Atlantic Records. So then she came out with All Monsters Are Human on January the 31st, 2020, with the very first single, The Rain. And then after that, there was no more singles off the album because of COVID. So then we come back this time, and she released her last album, which is called I'm the Problem. And then after that, she's now getting ready to release her country album. She just performed at the CMAs. So why did I decide to talk about K Michelle and Tamar? First things first. Both K Michelle and Tamar, regardless of what my personal feelings may be for one of these women, they have amazing voices and they defeated the odds. We're in a time and place at that point where reality show stars were not taken seriously as real artists. K Michelle and Tamar broke the mold for reality show stars to become real artists. You know what I mean? Like people coming from, of course you had shows like American Idol that launched the careers of like a Jennifer Hudson or a Fantasia, Ruben Studdard, somebody like that. But those type of shows were more respected because they were singing competitions. But then you got someone off a show like Braxton Family Values that's based off of family drama. You got somebody from Love and Hip Hop from a hood ass ratchet show, and they don't see them, they don't take them seriously. They don't think they really have real artistry, but they showed that they really did. It was nice to see K Michelle and Tamar defeat the odds. I mean, they were one of the newest crop of R&B artists during that time period. It was K Michelle, it was Tamar Braxton, it was Seven Streeter, it was Tierra Thomas. It was so many different female artists, crop of female artists at that time that was on the rise, and K Michelle and Tamar Braxton were leading the pack. The problem with them two is they're both Pisces, they're both emotional, they're both messy as hell, and they both don't know when to stop. The beef between K Michelle and Tamar started in 2012 during the first episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, where K Michelle started talking about her relationship with Myth Hits and how it turned physical. Tamar went to Twitter in support of her friend at the time, Miss Toya Johnson, who was known back then as Toya Wright. She said, "Let this girl live her fairy tale." Talking about K Michelle accusing her of lying. K Michelle says that she liked Tony better anyway. Most of us did. Then she started calling her a Muppet. So it became this back and forth situation between K Michelle and Tamar. K Michelle said she better stick to the family values. I thought that was hella funny. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought it was funny. So after that, it became a war of words between them for a long period of time, especially when their albums were about to come out, and then it became the Rebels versus the Tamartians. Can you believe that during that time, I was one of those I won't say crazy ass fans because I just didn't go at people on Twitter like that. But if they came for me, I gave them their energy back. So Tamar's album, Love and War, kind of outsold Rebellious Soul within its first week. I think that Love and War sold like 130K the first week, and K Michelle's album sold 72K the first week. Both are decent numbers. I mean, let's be real, both are decent numbers. But at the same time, Tamar was the one that outsold K. But then the second time around, they was releasing their albums, K was the one that was outselling Tamar. So the beat started up again when K Michelle was performing at 106 in Park, and they turned it to 106 in K. She was promoting her album Rebellious Soul. She had on a blonde wig, and Tamar said, "Damn, I lost my wig. Shade, but no shade." And that's when K Michelle came back and said, "I didn't steal your wig, Kermit did," or something like that. And then they started going back and forth once again, where Tamar was playing the victim as if she didn't understand why Kay was coming at her. She was saying that Kay was bullying her and all this other stuff. I mean, we know that Kay can be a lot, but she was not. She was definitely not bullying Tamar. Tamar was asking for every little thing that she got from Kay, and I promise you she was. And this ain't a nigga just saying it just because I love me some K Michelle, because I can hold her ass accountable too. But at the same point in time, I just got to be honest with y'all. Like, that was some bullshit. Like, I was just like, girl, why are you sitting up here playing with us? Damn well. Okay? Damn well that wasn't the case. But then, um, let me see. So then, like I said, it became a back and forth thing. They were both nominated for Soul Train Awards that year. They both won Soul Train Awards that year. They both performed at the Soul Train Awards that year. So you would think that they are two of the biggest names in R&B at this point, because R&B really ain't selling like that. We're in the hip hop kind of world at this point. R&B really ain't selling, but they are the only two that's really out here on the main stages. So we're wondering, why are they beefing? And the pettiness continued because on Tamar's Winter Wonderland, she did a song called She Can Have You. K Michelle turned around and did the same exact song on her Still No Fucks Given mixtape. So then it like I said, it became more and more and more petty. K Michelle signed to a management company called Adam Factory. I think that management company was pretty much the same. I think they was affiliated with Tamar some way, somehow. And then, I think they had the same wig maker. Tamar said she stole her wig maker. She was stalking her. It became so much. But by 2015, K Michelle had released her second album, Anybody Want to Buy a Heart? And Tamar was gearing up to release her third album, Calling All Hearts. She had a new record out called If I Don't Have You. K Michelle had her second single out called Hard to Do. They were able to perform at the BET Awards. They did a joint performance. K Michelle came out first. She performed Hard to Do. Then after K Michelle came out, Tamar came out and performed If I Don't Have You. And then Patti LaBelle came out with them. And they sang If Only You Knew with Patti LaBelle. Bravo. And they hugged at the end of the show. So we're all thinking that, okay, so there is something like the end of the tunnel. So they are going to make up. They are going to get past this for a split second. Because at the end of the day, I think that K Michelle just never got over the fact that Tamar called her a liar. And she was in that group of girls that definitely called her a liar. And I don't think she'll ever forget that. I think that's going to always be a sore area for her, which I don't blame her, honestly. It would be a sore area for me. But at the same point in time, if you forgiving somebody and you perform with them, I just think you might need to let it go. But you can't tell nobody what to let go and when they should let it go. You know what I'm saying? They didn't mention each other's names anymore, but there would be somehow at some point in time a beef would be reignited by something one of them said. K Michelle to say something, Tamar respond. Tamar say something, K Michelle respond. I think probably one of the last times they went at it again was when T.S. Madison suggested that Tamar did a versus battle with K Michelle. And if you really want to be honest about it, that's the only other person she could do a versus battle with. That's the only person. Who else could Tamar do a versus battle with? They both came out around the same time. They have a history. The people will want to see that. But if we're really being honest, they both have had minor to moderate success, and their songs are not widely known. So who would really tune in to watch them do a versus? And that's just me being brutally honest as a fan of K Michelle. She's not, they didn't have that major success like a Janae or even an Ella May or SZA. Like they never got to that level. They had minor to moderate success. So who is really going to watch their verses? Like how many views are they going to have? They were pretty much like a Brandy and Monica of my brother's generation, honestly, because they were known for their beef. One could say that K Michelle and Tamar could have easily did a song together. It could have went on both. They could have pulled a Brandy and Monica did a song together, like that whole My Man record. That could have been a duet between the two of them. I could have seen them both singing that record. But I don't think that K Michelle and Tamar would ever really get to a place to where they were really get along. They will really work together. And that's really sad because that's a collaboration that people would be very shocked by if they ever did one. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like when it comes down to the K Michelle and Tamar beef, I really feel like Tamar ignited the beef and K Michelle let the fire continue. That's how I feel. But we could talk about how y'all feel in the comments. However, let's talk about their albums. we're going to rate their albums. I would say that for Tamar's albums, number one for me would be Calling All Lovers. Number two would be Love and War. Number three would be her self-titled, her first one that she want to act like never came out. And the fourth one would be the Bluebird of Happiness. When it comes down to K. Michelle's albums, number one off top would be Anybody Want to Buy a Heart. Number two off top would be All Monsters Are Human. Number three would be More Issues Than Vogue. No, number three would be Rebellious Soul. Number four would be More Issues Than Vogue. Number five would be Kimberly, The People I Used to Know. And last place would be this last album that she just sprung on us because that was some bullshit. Tamar's best records, I would say, and that will include deep cuts and single cuts. If You Don't Want to Love Me, Pieces, Stay and Fight, Let Me Know, My Man, Raise the Bar, Broken Record, I think that's the name of it. Angels and Demons. What's the other one? The One, Love the One, All the Way Home, top tier. K. Michelle. Now, K. Michelle has a lot of music, including her mixtape stuff. So if I'm naming a lot of songs from her, it's not because I'm being biased. It's because she has a lot of records. Now, if you want to go all the way back to her mixtape days, Where They Do That At is one. Can't Go On is one. What Kind of Man is another one. The Sky Is Falling is another one. Turn the Radio Up is another one. That Girl is another one. All of these come from mixtapes. Today Just Ain't My Day is another one. All About Me is another one. We're still in mixtapeville. When Crying Is Easy is one. Pillow is another one. Jump Right In is one. Summer, Headboards, and Heartbreaking Headboards. Her remake of Yo Gotti's Fuck You is another one. Ghost is another one. I think I said Pillow already. Go Off is another one. Heaven I Need a Hug is another one. All these are mixtapes again. Fill It Up. And it's another one. But I can't think of it right now. Now, when it comes down to her albums now. My Life, Damn, VSOP, Can't Raise a Man, Ride Out, Hate on Her, When I Get a Man. Second album, Love 'Em All. Maybe I Should Call, Hard to Do, Cry, Something About the Night. Build a Man, God I Get It. More Issues Than Vogue, Mindful, Got 'Em Like Damn, Not a Little Bit, If It Ain't Love, All I Got, This Man, Time, Rich, Memphis, Life I Chose. And I also forgot to mention the bonus tracks off Rebellious Soul and Anybody Want to Buy a Heart. All the bonus tracks from Rebellious Soul, from Better Than Nothing, Same Man, The Right One, great records. Both bonus tracks on Anybody Want to Buy a Heart, Silhouettes, and what is it? Silhouettes and Get in My Bed, great records. We go into Kimberly, The People That I Used to Know, right? You got Rounds, let's see, Rounds, Crazy Like You. Let's see, because she had a lot of songs on that album. Takes Two with Jeremiah, Make This Song Cry, Talk to God, Run Don't Walk. All Monsters Are Human. We have Just Like Jay, That Game, The Rain, Where All the Lovers, Something New, Sierra's Prayer, Love on Me, Can't Let, The Worst, great records. Now on his last album, the only song that I like on there is fucking You, This Man, No Pain, and Only One. Those are the only records I like. K. Michelle and Tamar are both solid artists, and hopefully they bury their beef at one point in time. So whose team were you on? Team K, Team Tamar, Team both, or I don't like now one of these hoes. Okay? But anyway, that's it for the Yes for the Mess deep dive for them. So let's go ahead and get into what we close this thing off with. Make sure you guys support Tramel's current single Long Days. It's available everywhere for purchase and streaming. Bando's Dream, now available on Spotify, Apple Music, and the YouTube. And Bando's DUI is also available for purchase and streaming. I am your boy, Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out here. And until my next video, I'll holler at you a little bit later. Bye.